Hey, Internet, I'm back. I am alive. That's my hand. I'm sorry. That was just a big old picture of my hand. Hello, Internet. I am back. I am alive. I can breathe, unlike last night. So we are ready for another chapter of Glinda of Oz. I've got one munchkin who apparently wants to be on camera because he's standing right next to the chair. Like, come on, Dad. Let me on. So it waves.
Munchkin Arthur.
Yes, Arthur the Munchkin. All right. You ready to read another chapter?
Yeah.
All right. Here, you want to read the name of this chapter? It's chapter 21.
The three? I don't know what that is.
Adepts.
The three Adepts.
The three Adepts. If you'll recall, the three Adepts kind of tricked Red Rira into turning them back into girls. And then at the end of the last chapter, they all kind of showed up and told the wizard, like, take us to Glinda. And the wizard took them to Glinda's tent and then walked away. And then I got some coats and ties that were covered in cat hair and almost died, so we didn't read. And now we're going to read and find out what happened when the three Adepts met with Glinda. In chapter 21, The Three Adepts. The sorceress looked up from her work as the three maidens entered, and something in their appearances and manner led her to rise and bow to them in her most dignified manner. The three knelt an instant before the great sorceress, and then stood upright and waited for her to speak. "Whoever may you be," said Glinda, "I bid you welcome." "My name is Arda." "My name is Aura," said another. "My name is Arja," said the third. Glinda had never heard these names before, but looking closely at the three, she asked, "Are you witches or workers in magic?" "Some of the secret arts we have gleaned from nature," replied the brown-haired maiden modestly, "but we do not place our skill beside that of the great sorceress, Glinda the Good." "I suppose you are aware that it is unlawful to practice magic in the land of Oz without the permission of our ruler, Princess Ozma." "No, we were not aware of that," was the reply. "We have heard of Ozma, who is the appointed ruler of all this great fairyland, but her laws have not reached us as yet." Glinda studied the strange maidens thoughtfully. Then she said to them, "Princess Ozma is even now imprisoned in the Skeezer village, for the whole island with its great dome was sunk to the bottom of the lake by the witchcraft of Kuyo, whom the flathead Sudik transformed into a silly swan. I am seeking some way to overcome Kuyo's magic and raise the isle to the surface again. Can you help me do this?" The maidens exchanged glances. "Are you done going in and out and opening and closing the door and making all kind of noise?"
Yep.
Awesome, sit down. The maidens exchanged glances, and the white-haired one replied, "We do not know, but we will try to assist you. It seems," continued Glinda musingly, "that Kuyo derived most of her witchcraft from the three Adepts at magic, who at one time ruled the Flatheads. While the Adepts were being entertained by Kuyo at a banquet in her palace, she cruelly betrayed them, and after transforming them into fishes, cast them into the lake. If I could find these three fishes and return them to their natural shapes, they might know what magic Kuyo used to sink the island. I was about to go to the shore and call those fishes to me when you arrived, so if you will join me, we will try to find them." The maidens exchanged smiles now, and the golden-haired one, Auda, said to Glinda, "It will not be necessary to go to the lake. We are the three adept fishes." "Indeed!" cried Glinda. "Then you are the three Adepts of magic and restored to your proper forms?" "We are the three Adepts," admitted Aja. "Then," said Glinda, "my task is half accomplished. But who destroyed the transformation that made you fishes?" "We have promised not to tell," answered Aura, "but this young Skeezer was largely responsible for our release. He is brave and clever, and we owe him our gratitude." Glinda looked at Ervic, who stood modestly behind the Adepts, hat in hand. "He shall be properly rewarded," she declared, "for in helping you he has helped us all, and perhaps saved his people from being imprisoned forever in the sunken isle." The sorceress now asked her guests to seat themselves, and a long talk followed, in which the Wizard of Oz shared. "We are quite certain," said Aura, "that if we could get inside the dome, we could discover Kuyo's secrets, for in all her work after we became fishes, she used the formulas and incantations and arts she stole from us. She may have added to these things, but they were the foundation for all her work. "What means do you suggest for our getting into the dome?" inquired Glinda. The three Adepts hesitated to reply, for they had not yet considered what could be done to reach the inside of the great dome. While they were deep in thought, and Glinda and the Wizard were quietly awaiting their suggestion, into the tent rushed Trot and Betsy, dragging between them the Patchwork Girl. "Oh, Glinda!" cried Trot. "Scraps saw the way to rescue Ozma and Dorothy and all the Skeezers." The three Adepts could not avoid laughing merrily, for not only were they amused by the queer form of the Patchwork Girl, but Trot's enthusiastic speech struck them as really funny. If the great sorceress and the famous wizard and the three talented adepts at magic were unable as yet to solve the important problem of the sunken isle, there was little chance for a Patchwork Girl stuffed with cotton to succeed. But Glinda, smiling indulgently at the earnest faces turned toward her, patted the children's hands and said, "Scraps is very clever. Let us see what she has thought of, my dear. Tell us what she has thought of, my dear." "Well," said Trot, "Scraps says if you could dry up all the water in the lake, the island would be on dry land and everyone could come and go wherever they liked." Glinda smiled again, but the Wizard said to the girls, "If we should dry up the lake, what would become of all the beautiful fishes that now live in the water?" "Well, dear me, that's so," admitted Betsy, crestfallen. "We never thought of that, did we, Trot?"
Could you transform them into pollywogs?" asked Scraps, turning a somersault and then standing on one leg. "If you just give them a little teeny pond to swim in, they'd be just as happy as they are as fishes."
"No, indeed," replied the Wizard severely. "'Tis wicked to transform any living creature without their consent, and the lake is home to fishes and belongs to them."
"All right," said Scraps, making a face at him. "I don't care."
"It's too bad," sighed Trot, "but I thought we'd struck a splendid idea."
"So you did,"
declared Glinda, her face now grave and thoughtful.
"There is something in the Patchwork Girl's idea that may be of real value to us."
"I think so, too," agreed the golden-haired Adept. "The top of the great dome is only a few feet below the surface of the water. If we could reduce the level of the lake until the dome sticks a little above the water, we could remove some of the glass and let ourselves down into the village by means of ropes. And there would be plenty of water left for the fishes to swim in," added the white-haired maiden. "If we succeed in raising the island, we could fill up the lake again," suggested the brown-haired Adept. "I believe," said the Wizard, rubbing his hands together in delight, "that the Patchwork Girl has shown us the way to success." The girls were looking curiously at the three beautiful Adepts, wondering who they were, so Glinda introduced them to Trot and Betsy and Scraps, and then sent the children away while she considered how to carry the new idea into effect. Not much could be done that night, so the Wizard prepared another tent for the Adepts, and in the evening Glinda held a reception and invited all her followers to meet the new arrivals. The Adepts were greatly astonished at the extraordinary personages presented to them, who marveled that Jack Pumpkinhead and the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman and Tik-Tok could really live and think and talk just like other people. They were especially pleased with the lively Patchwork Girl and loved her to watch her antics. It was quite a pleasant party, for Glinda served some dainty refreshments to those who could eat, and the Scarecrow recited some poems, and the Cowardly Lion sang a song in his deep bass voice. See, I hate now that they're telling me he has a deep bass voice 14 books into this thing. "'Cause for 13 books he's talked like this, and he's not going to stop now." The only thing that marred the joy was the thought that their beloved Ozma and little girl Dorothy were yet confined in the great dome of the sunken island. And that is the end of chapter 21, The Three Adepts. Yeah, near the end of chapter 21 of the 14th book, they say the lion had a deep bass voice.
"Really? 'Cause he's been talking like this the whole darn time. For 13 3/4 books, he's been talking like this."
Frustrating. All right, so we got 3 more chapters left. We're going to read one tomorrow night. Wednesday night will be there pre-recorded because my daughter has a show choir concert. And then Thursday night, we finish this bad boy off. No more Oz. Sad face. Sad face. But we will be done with Oz after Thursday night. I do hope you'll join us for the last little push through to the end of the Oz series. Good night, everyone.